Supervisor Zach Scrivener and his wife Christina. We also have the mayor for the city of Palmdale, Steve Hoffbauer, and his wife Barbara. Richard Loa, who's a Palmdale council member, and his wife Vera. J.J. Murphy, presently the assistant city manager for the city of Palmdale, and his wife Diane. Representing the House Republican leader, Kevin McCarthy, we have Trevor Smith and Clayton Fowler. We also have Christine Ward from the office of State Senator Scott Wilk. Here he comes. Brandon Roque from the office of State Assemblyman Tom Lashley. And representing LA County 5th District Supervisor Catherine Barger, we have Mr. Chuck Bostwick. Here comes the real fun part. From our United States Air Force. We have the commander of the Air Force Test Center, Major General Christopher Azana. This evening's presiding official, the commander of the 4th 12th Test Wing, Brigadier General John Dragon Tiger, and his wife Melanie. The vice commander of the Test Wing, Colonel Kurt Reagan, and his wife Melanie. All right, Chief Master Sergeant Ian Eishen, who's the command chief for the 4th 12th Test Wing. Dr. David Smith, the installation support director, and his beautiful wife Denise. So, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to hear briefly from Mr. Fowler and Mr. Smith from Congressman McCarthy's office. They got some very special, kind of late breaking news for us. So Clayton, Trevor. We're flipping a coin to see who's going to do this.
Good evening. Very happy to be here on behalf of Congressman Kevin McCarthy. When we heard of the passing of Aida O'Connor, we wanted to do something special to recognize her. So the congressman today submitted a congressional record statement honoring her life. There's a portion of it that I feel like it really highlights who she was. And what this organization means, and we wanted to do it here with her friends, family, and her beloved Air Force. So, Aida will be remembered throughout the community as an insightful, homegrown leader who served in the Antelope Valley. Her tenacity and vision have benefited our community for many years and has undoubtedly inspired others to become public servants themselves. With her kind heart, Aida was an advocate for every airman stationed at Edwards Air Force Base. On behalf of California's 23rd Congressional District, Judy and I wish to extend our condolences to Aida's family, including 12 children, 32 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren. Signed, Kevin McCarthy, House Republican Leader, 23rd Congressional District, California. Thank you so much.
So Civ-Mil will be sure that the family gets that. Now, before we get to dinner, I would like to welcome one of our lifetime members, Liz Clausen Odenthal, to the stage here, who is going to treat us with a special rendition of High Flight.
I have taxed
I'd like to thank Alyssa one more time for agreeing to do that for us this evening. It was very special. And with that said, we're now going to have dinner. So what I think we'll do is we'll start with these two head tables, so there's not like this free fall for all the food. And then we'll just kind of work our way from this side of the room across over to the back. So, dinner is served.
Talk to my doctor. I said, better take care of my brother. I'm big fever. Kind of.
15, 14, 13, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and it's time to resume. So, does everybody get enough to eat?
Yep.
So, I really want to acknowledge Club Muroc for their support for us this evening. They've always done a good job for Civ-Mil, and I think they've done another really good job tonight. So getting back into the program, I do want to acknowledge this evening's sponsors, because without sponsors for events like these, Civ-Mil has to put out more money in expenses. So when we have sponsors on board, Civ-Mil saves more money. Therefore, more money goes to the airmen families here at Rivers Airport. So, a big thank you goes out to Antelope Valley Florist. The Antelope Valley Mall. To Catherine Barker, LA County Supervisor.
Hey!
Oh, here's one that's near and dear to my heart. The Boeing Company. And, stop with the facts talk. And California Compaction Corporation. Clancy JG International. Dickinson Graham Capital Management. John and Kathy Bergion. The Fregoso Outdoor Foundation. Uh-oh, there comes another one near and dear to my heart. The Grayson Group. Believe it or not, Grayson is with us tonight. He's just not in this room. And another individual sponsor, Mr. Alan Hoffman. Joyce Media Incorporated.
Yay! Louder, louder.
Lookup Communications. And then there's Merrill, a Bank of America company, Lawhorn and Associates. Another very important individual, Lisa Moulton. The Northrop Grumman Corporation. And Precision Labs Calibration. All right, so I've done that, taken care of that. Everybody, you see our sponsors, make sure you tell them thank you. Makes a big difference for us. So now what I want to do, and the man really needs not a whole lot of introduction. You can read his very impressive biography in our published program tonight. He's been with us now for a little more than a year. Came here in July 2018. He's right away exhibited he's a very strong supporter of Civ-Mil. We're very appreciative of that. He's really, really involved. You get to know him, you get to know how involved he is in the community. He's always in the community doing something, when he's not on track. But he's always in the community doing something, be it a Coffee for Veg thing. He has a speaking engagement coming up for the AB Mobile Memorial Wall coming up this week over in Palmdale. He's just returned from a 5-week journey around our United States Air Force. Maybe we'll hear a little bit about that. But you don't need to hear more about him from me. General Dragon, Tiger.
So Al's right, I've been here for a little over a year, and I travel a lot, and I did recently travel for a whole chunk of time, but really as I was gone, I told a lot of the team here that I miss this place. Because this is where my heart is, right? Of course my family's here, but my Civ-Mil family is here, and our friends are here, and it's so good to be back. And really, as Al was talking, it makes me a little bit nostalgic, because I've been here for a little while. I don't know how much longer I'm going to continue to be here, but this place is my home, and you guys are my family, and it's such a joy to be here as a part of the Civ-Mil group today, and really just have a chance a little bit to reminisce about all that you do to support the airmen and their families here at Edwards, a place that I like to call the center of the Aerospace Testing University. Really, as I've been back here now for my 3rd time, as I reflect upon the special nature of what we do here in the Aerospace Valley, I continue to be amazed at what we do, but I also continue to be amazed at how we do it. And it's not by individual organizations or individual people getting the job done, but it's by us working together to make sure that we get the job done while building and strengthening community and supporting airmen and their families specifically here at Edwards via the Civ-Mil. Let me give you a little bit of a sense of some civil military events that we at Edwards have been or will be a part of. A little bit of a snapshot of some things that we're working on here that continue to allow us to make history today. today, and then I'll close this out and give it back to Al. And, as Al did mention, we, not just me, try to be intimately involved in this amazing community. Last week, some of you probably went to the Veterans Day Ball, and the guest speaker at that was the Vice Commander of the Air Force Test Center, Worm Spinelli, who was here at the social hour and then had to leave. I do have the honor of speaking at the Palmdale Amphitheater Veterans Day event on Monday. If you're there and have a chance, please come on out. And really my message is going to be exactly what I was just talking about, which is the only way that we get the job done, and frankly the only way that veterans can continue to get the job done, is to care for one another and be intimately integrated into the community in their caring for one another. And in the sense that the only real mission we can achieve is when we do so together. So if you have a chance, please come on out. Way more important than any of that, though, is something that happens on Monday night. Please tune in ESPN for Monday Night Football up in San Francisco, because you will see some jets from Edwards Air Force Base do the flyby there as the Niners take on the Seahawks. That's kind of cool. And then at the third quarter, you will see those airmen that flew those aircraft come out onto the field, and them spend a little bit of time talking about them and Edwards Air Force Base. And I've been told that for the first time on national live TV, they will use the phrase, the Center of the Aerospace Testing Unit. Them be with pride, because you're part of them and they're part of you. And then 2 weeks after that, at the Rams game on Monday night, we will also have a flyby when the Rams play the Bears. And again, think of us and think of how we are all working together to make sure that happens. The Bears. Go Seahawks on Monday. So on next Thursday, the Aerospace Valley has the 7th STEM Symposium, or STEMposium. And for the first time, we are hosting it at Edwards. And so on Thursday, we're bringing in educators, we're bringing in students, and we're bringing in employers, and we're making sure that we're working together as a community and based organization to further the needs for good STEM in the Aerospace Valley, and we're pretty excited to host that. And then I just had a meeting this week on our air show plans for 2020. And so the Los Angeles County Air Show, as you know, will have the Blue Angels and their great event that we're fully supporting in March of next year. And then we are looking to stand back up after a hiatus of over 10 years, our air show here in October of 2020. And we're looking to put a special flavor that is unique to the Aerospace Valley as a part of that event. And so those are some of the things that we are working on as we are integrated into this amazing community. Let me give you a quick public announcement before I jump into some of the things that we're working on. We're in a continuing resolution right now. In fact, when they called up Trevor and Clayton a couple of moments ago and said they had a surprise for us, I kind of was hoping they'd say we had a budget. They didn't, but that's okay. By the way, I very much appreciate their honoring Aida O'Connor. I'll talk a little bit more about her and her influence here in a bit. But the impact of not having a budget is that we are not able to invest in the things that we as an Air Force and we as a DoD need to maintain our readiness and to meet the needs of the National Defense Strategy. Now, I realize that half of you or so here don't have U.S. representative right now, and that makes it tough. But I need and we need you to continue at every possible venue to remind our elected officials that we need not a continuing resolution through November or a series of continuing resolutions, but we need a real actual budget to make the investments that allow us to meet the readiness needs of this great country. So please, as a public service announcement, remember that, and when you have those engagements, please speak out on our behalf. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing to make history today, and then I'll move on. As you probably are reading about, things like the next generation aircraft will be tested here. You already know B-21 and T-7, the next generation trainer, will be tested here. And we are excited about preparing for that timeline when those aircraft come to get tested here. At one point when it was publicly announced that the B-21 was coming to be tested here, we announced it on our website. I was reading through some Facebook comments, and one of the comments said, duh. And what that meant was, yeah, new aircraft gets tested at Edwards, go figure. Right? But I want you to know that whether it's a bomber or a trainer or a fighter, unmanned aerial system, or a next generation mobility aircraft, we will continue to be the host of that type of testing. We also are in the midst of testing hypersonic weapons. Those are weapons that don't just go 20 miles a minute like my F-22, that's pretty fast, but those are weapons that go on the order of 100 miles a minute. And we actually did our first test on the third of 5 of those hypersonic weapons programs this week as we fitted up onto a B-52, and that is part of what we all are working on here. And whether it's countering unmanned aerial systems, or artificial intelligence, or autonomy, or hypersonics, or long-range strike, or whatever it may be, we are making history today here at Edwards for the warfighter. And what I want you to know, as I started, was that we can't do any of that on our own. We do that because we have this amazing community that supports us, and we deeply appreciate you and your role in helping us do those amazing things for the warfighter. And as was mentioned earlier, rightfully so, the loss of Aida O'Connor is a huge loss for this community. But her legacy lives on in this organization, Civ-Mil, in the Aerospace Valley. And her legacy lives on for the last 30 years in each of those airmen and their families that she touched and Civ-Mil touched. And frankly, that is the challenge that I have for you, is to make sure that her legacy lives on by continuing to partner with us and continuing to make sure that we focus prioritization on airmen and their families. So Monday is Veterans Day, and I know that officially Veterans Day was founded or initiated based on the end of World War I, the 11th hour, the 11th month, that's a little wrong, 11th hour, 11th day of the 11th month in 1918, 101 years ago. But to me, American Veterans Day actually started 399 years ago, when after being veterans of a 66-day journey across the northern Atlantic Ocean, the Pilgrims sat in the safety of Plymouth Harbor, and before they set foot on dry ground, they signed a document that I would encourage you to read on Veterans Day called the Mayflower Compact. And one of the lines in that very short, paragraph-long document was that they committed to covenant and combine ourselves together for their purposes. And the bottom line about that first Veterans Day that applies directly to this Veterans Day and what Civ-Mil and Edwards Air Force Base is all about is that the only way we get anything done, the only way they, 399 years ago, got anything done was to covenant and combine ourselves together. And I appreciate that you all have done that brilliantly under the inspiration of Aida O'Connor for the last 30 years. And I look forward to making sure that we all maintain that legacy by covenanting and combining ourselves together well into the future for the betterment of our mission, our airmen, and their families. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Now we're going to move into the real official part here. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to install the directors for the class of 2022. So, Robin Lawhon. I don't think Alexia is here tonight. Tom Wheel, Van Patel, Terry Landseal, Steve Knight, and Jill Furtado. I know she's not here. She's at a conference up north in San Francisco. If you individuals could please come to the stage. Also, Pat Russell. Pat is actually a director in the class of 2021, but she was appointed mid-year last year to a vacancy in that class. So we're going to officially swear her in this evening as well.
I've got a note. You need me to watch out my notes. Would you please raise your right hand? You affirm that you will faithfully serve as a director for the Edwards Air Force Base Civilian Military Support Group, and you will provide positive and ethical guidance to the organization upholding all bylaws. That you will serve as a direct liaison between the greater civilian and military communities, forging a stronger partnership to enable Civ-Mil to accomplish its mission to help our warfighters succeed in theirs. If so, please answer I do.
I do.
Congratulations to the Board of Directors, class of 2022.
All right, now, directors of the release. Nice military company. All right, so now we will get on to the officers for the 2019-2020 term. So, Moulton, Rhonda Nelson, who's now Rhonda Mays, is on local travel. She retired recently from Northrop Grumman. She is actually on an around-the-world trip with her husband. My treasurer, David Norris, Matthew Winheim, then soon to be past president myself.
Now, as they all come up onto the stage, I just want to say one quick thing specifically to you. So thank you so much for investing your time in leading this organization and for making sure that that legacy that I talked about earlier continues to live on. Commanders have commander's points that they give to those that perform in a superior way, and I've got my commander's point that I want to give to you for your superior performance in making sure that the legacy of caring for our airmen and their families lives on. And for all of the officers, please raise your right hand. Do you affirm that you will faithfully serve as an officer for the Edwards Air Force Base Civilian Military Support, and you will provide positive and ethical guidance to the organization upholding all bylaws, that you will serve as the direct liaison between the greater civilian and military communities, forging a stronger partnership to enable Civ-Mil to accomplish its mission to help our warfighters succeed in theirs? If so, please say I do. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate the civil military officers for 2019 and 2020.
All right, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time making some brief remarks. The first thing I'm going to do, though, is each year the president gets to make a couple of awards in the organization. The Unsung Hero Award and the Member of the Year Award. So the Unsung Hero Award is going to a gentleman, this honored board of directors, that has been really kind of behind the scenes, instrumental, although if you sit on the board of directors, you might not always think he's behind the scenes. He'll always tell you what he's thinking. He's spent a lot of time working with the historical committee, the 25th anniversary books that we put together. He was instrumental in helping Diane Navy, her husband George, Aida O'Connor, put that together and even help get it distributed. He has done so much. He has a very varied background, both in government service and even on the bench, and has, on occasion, and we don't need much of it, has offered legal counsel to this organization. Our unsung hero for this year is Richard Spann.
Just had to see if I could get up.
I'll come down to the floor though.
I won't get up this way.
of the Year. Member of the Year is really another unsung hero. This individual, this lady does so much behind the scenes. And everything she does behind the scenes becomes really apparent, especially at events like tonight, if you look at the table back there. Or if you have the chance to visit Building 3000 and see how well the Civ-Mil wall looks right now. Something that I.E. O'Connor is very, very proud of, and certainly wishes to have it maintained for decades and decades to come. She has been collecting every piece of historical data about this organization, about Edwards Air Force Base that you could possibly think of, and is incorporating it into our 50-year book, which not many of us may see, but there will be one, and that's the most important thing to remember. Diane Nagy has been really the driving force behind all of our public displays, all of our, for lack of a better term, marketing at events. So, our Member of the Year, 2019 is Diane Nagy. Diane Nagy, in sincere appreciation of your dedication to Civ-Mil and the Airmen of Edwards Air Force Base, November 8, 2019. All right, I have a few remarks I want to make in parting. It's my third year as the president of this organization. I've been on the board about a little more than a decade, and I've been a member of the organization for about 2 decades. It has been quite a pleasure these past 3 years, especially the first part of this year, leading us into our 30th year, which our new president, Lisa, will get to lead us out of the 30th year and into the 31st, maybe 32nd, 33rd, 34th years. In that time, this organization, and I call it an organization of hearts, because it really is. Everybody in the organization, everybody on the board, with tremendously huge hearts. We've provided well over $70,000 to various organizations, groups, or functions here at Edwards Air Force Base. We've been involved with things like the Airman's Attic, the Adoptive Family Program. We've worked with Higher Grounds to get them back to some more state-of-the-art stuff. The Emergency Relief Fund. We've actually done things like had an inaugural golf tournament in 2018, and this year we partnered with the First Sergeants on their golf tournament just a couple of weeks ago. We continue our annual barbecues. We throw together mixers like this one whenever we can. Every year we do an installation to install the new directors. And the money, and so far it's a little more than $20,000 this year. The year's not over yet because the holidays are coming and there's some more money that's going to flow. Right, Chief? And it's not just the money. There's been all kinds of material gifts from the directors and other members of this organization. And then there's volunteerism. Members of this organization serve breakfast, as an example, at the Military Retirees Day here on the base. And it's all great fun, and it all really does make a difference. We've got a couple of things coming up that are really significant. We started a project working on the Airman Leadership Center to put a state-of-the-art study lounge in there. This one's going to take a little more effort, and a little more time than usual, but when it's done, it'll be world-class. And it'll support the airmen that go through the Airman Leadership School there. And those airmen just aren't from Edwards Air Force Base. They come throughout the Air Force. here to Edwards Air Force Base to go through the ALS. The other thing that we initiated just recently, and we have a committee, and we're going to work with the chief here and some of his folks, is we're establishing a scholarship in Aida O'Connor's honor. So those details are being worked out over the next few weeks here, but that'll be a very positive thing. The scholarship will be going toward military members there. With all the great things that's happened, there's been a kind of couple of dark spots in the past 3 years for me. One happened on September 14th of 2018 when we lost our longtime member, director, and treasurer, Dr. George Bud Reams. Quite fortunately, our current treasurer who stepped up, Mr. David Norris, it's been a seamless transition. We're doing really well. David's done a fantastic job taking over for Bud. And then, this year on August 16th, we lost our founder, Aida O'Connor. That was a big blow to this organization, a big blow to the entire Aerospace Valley community. But as General Tiger was alluding to, there is no doubt in my mind that her vision, her legacy, is going to continue to live on through this organization. And there's no doubt in my mind that with our current directors, our officers, led by Lisa, that that's going to continue. There's just absolutely no doubt. I know it is. And then the support we get from the base is going to ensure that's going to happen too. For me personally, it's really an honor, privilege, and joy to lead this organization. Some people will tell you that the past president's role is the best one to have. Well, that may be true, but I can tell you that being president of this organization hasn't been the least bit difficult or bad at all. It's been really great. And with this group of people and our greater AV community, it has been truly rewarding. So with that said, I'm ending my role as president, and I'd like to introduce our new president, Lisa Moulton.
Standing between you and the raffle and going home, so these remarks will be very short. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. I'm truly honored and humbled by the trust that the board has put in me, and I look forward to working with all of you, with General Tiger and Chief Isham, and our great board of directors to continue the great work that Civ-Mil has done over the past 30 years. I know I have big shoes to fill. So much has already been said about Aida, and we all miss her very much. At our board meeting earlier this week, we were talking about Aida, and some things were brought up. Well, Aida said it should be done this way, and well, we need to do it this way. And when I looked around the room, everybody just had a smile on their face. Even though we miss her, it was just so great to see the smiles on everybody's faces. So we will continue to do the great work that Aida started. The other big shoes I have to fill are Mr. Hoffman's. And Al has just done an outstanding job serving as our president for the last 3 years. And Al, you've given all of your time and resources when you took on the job of president with great dedication and commitment, and your contributions have been immeasurable. So to that end, we have some folks here tonight that would like to honor you. So if you would please come back up. And if our elected officials and the representatives would come up, if you would get your certificates, and we're gonna honor the out. We're gonna start with the mayor.
Start with the mayor. That's right.
Did you want to close the curtains? I always thought the coloring always going to be
Okay, we're going to start with Mayor Hoffman and Councilman Moulton, City of Moulton.
Thank you, Lisa. Leadership is not easy, but you know you got a good guy doing it, and it looks as easy as it has without. We really appreciate the relationship that we have with the base, and especially with the Civ-Mil group here, and their ability to really welcome and assist all of our airmen and make the officers and the chief and all of your people just do a good job to make us safe. That's what it's all about. Richard, anything you want to add there, sir?
I certainly congratulate you, Mr. Hoffman, and I think that the city of Palmdale and the Air Force are linked in many ways, but one of the strongest links is Civ-Mil. And in the legacy and memory of Aida, who brought us into this some years ago, it's been a great relationship. It will continue, and I think this Moulton will continue in your steps. Congratulations.
Okay, next we have from State Senator Scott Wilkes' office, Christine Ward, and Brandon from Assemblyman Paul-Blackie's office.
Now she's got a script.
Don't panic, I'm not going to read the whole thing.
But what I would like to say, first of all, is that it's my honor and pleasure to be here. And so that we do at least kind of give some of the accolades, I'm going to just kind of give the best for last, and then I'll let Brandon give a few words. So on behalf of Senator Wilkes and on behalf of Assemblyman Lackey, they proclaim that Alan M. Hoffman be honored for his exemplary record of leadership as president of Edwards Air Force Base Civilian Military Support Group, and extended sincere best wishes for success in the future. So we thank you.
Of course, we can say something. How long am I feel really weird using my. I don't know why. Al, truly, on behalf of Assemblyman Lackey and Senator Rook, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done to support our airmen, our country, and the cohesion between Hamilton Valley and the base. Like, it's amazing to see how much you've done within our community, how much you've done to support our airmen, how much you've done to support our country. So, on behalf of both legislators, thank you for everything you've done, and hopefully now you can at least retire a little bit. A little bit? Correct.
So I'm getting all these accolades, but seriously, people like Scott Wilkes and Tom Lackey are big supporters. They are such great supporters.
From LA County Supervisor Catherine Barber's office.
So on behalf of Supervisor Catherine Barber, I want to thank Mr. Hoffman for his 3 years of service and leadership to Civ-Mil. Certainly Edwards Air Force Base, without it, the Hamilton Valley wouldn't be anything like it is today. It's very important that the community helps there and serve there. Civ-Mil has been at it since before the end of the Cold War, through the war on terror, and I think there's going to be a long future. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Chuck.
You okay, guys? Thank you.
Okay, and last but not least, we have something from your board of directors and members. So Danny, if you want to come up and bring this? You want to?
You want me to open it or
No. So I would like to read this. Alan M. Hoffman, in honor and with appreciation of your distinguished and unselfish service to the airmen and families of Edwards Air Force Base, while serving with outstanding leadership, vision, and enthusiasm as President of the Edwards Air Force Base Civilian Military Support Group, celebrating 30 years. So thank you so much.
Like I said before, is really everybody that's with the other officers, the directors, the members, really make this easy and enjoy it.
Well, one last thing that, you know, with Al, person that I've known for about 8 years now, and there's one thing that he doesn't have right now that he normally has. Can anybody figure out what that is?
My camera?
Camera. There you go. So, Civ-Mil would like to present this to him. It's a little bit of both families for Al. So if you would, go ahead and open this up. And this is from us, from the Civ-Mil organization. Tear from the back. Nobody's seen this yet except for me, so.
Christmas. That's like my mother was.
That's my team. They made sure it was done, taken care of pretty well, so. So it says here, Al Hoffman, Civ-Mil thanks you. We have our founder here with the chief presenting the sword. Cool. I'd like to have you and Brian take a picture by the American flag today. Thank you. These is over there, Brian.
All right, that takes us to almost the end of the event and a fun part of the evening. Raffle time. So, the people that RSVP'd early were entered into a special raffle. So, the winner of this special raffle will receive this $150 spa package from Decadent Space Spa over in Port Sale. So they treat people really well. The people who might have been recipients in the past, and all the remarks have been very good. So the winner of this, we will now draw General Tiger. All right. Just don't be Melanie.
The winner is Chris Ward.
All right, so right now what we're going to do is we got some AV Mall gift cards to give away, a couple other things to give away. Terry, have you spun it? Chief, can you pull a ticket? This was for a $50 gift card to the Inland Valley Mall. Ticket number 276-308. So the last four is 6308. 6308. I'm surprised David Norris hasn't used the same name. I got blue. It's a white ticket. No 6308 white ticket? One second. Oh. Looks like we have a winner back there. Is that you, Patty? All right. We'll draw another ticket for another $50 gift card to the AV Mall. Dr. Tyker, would you please draw the ticket? Everybody's telling you to draw blue. Blue ticket. 851 2263. 2263. Blue ticket. It's not you, Mark? All right, this would be for a $50 gift card to Le Chien. Are those people that are familiar with Le Chien down Sierra Highway? Pretty good food down there. Nice drive, nice neighborhood. All right, who shall we have draw the winning ticket? Richard Blow. Okay, we have a white ticket. Oh, Pat. The white ticket is 276576. 276576. Kimberly Norris. Another $50 gift card to the Antelope Valley Mall. Hey, let's let Carla draw it. Many of the photos you see on Edwards Facebook, the Edwards website, other publications, and even the stuff that we sometimes present is done by Carla.
Good man.
So, a white ticket, 276, 4, 8, 6, 4, 4, 8. Okay. Another $50 gift card to the Shen. And let me see. Melanie Reagan.
Yeah, Melanie.
Blue ticket.
Nice shot.
851. 26. 36. 851, 26, 36. Rhonda Rock is here. So the question is, will you be taking Dan? It's like a mirror.
No, I'd take it.
You never get that.
I have to take it.
She has a gift card in her hand now. All right, I have one more $50 gift card for the Antelope Valley Mall. Colonel, would you please draw a ticket? White ticket. Two is 276 365. 276 365. White ticket. All right, so we have one more giveaway. This is the staycation package from Embassy Suites. It's loaded with all kinds of spot goodies too, and candy. And there is a $100 mall gift card in there as well. So General Lozano is going to draw the winning ticket.
Purple ticket.
All right, this is the green ticket. Green. You guys buy green tickets? He did. All right, it's a white ticket. 276 1 5 4. 276 1 5 4. You didn't really have it, right, Dan? So this pretty much, within a couple minutes, brings us to the closing of the evening. And again, I really do want to thank all the sponsors for this evening's event. Kathy Hart for the national anthem, Cam Martin for the pledge, Chaplain Green for the invocation, Fusion Media back there who helped us out with all the sound, the slideshow, and all that stuff. John Perry, right? Yeah. And the folks at Club Muroc here for the facility and the meal. I also want to put out some special thanks to Mina, Penny, Jay, of the 412 Protocol Office for all the assistance she has provided. Also the 412 Public Affairs, Danny over here, and Carlo, who's out taking pictures here. And then within Civ-Mil, the three people that have been very instrumental in helping make tonight a success have been John Persian, Lisa Moulton, and Scott Cummings. Scott, his generosity is just totally amazing. The fact that he can go get people to donate things and help us out with raffles, and his energy is boundless. And lastly, to what I consider our host, General Tiger, for everything he has done for this organization, and I know what he will continue to do for the organization and for all the airmen and families here at Edwards Air Force Base. We're going to close the evening when everybody's standing. We'll be singing the Air Force song, and we will be led by Team Aisha. Good night, everybody. Please drive safely. Happy to have some